Hi, I'm Deacon Mike. Today we celebrate the memorial of St. John of the Cross, priest and doctor of the Church. St. John of the Cross was born in the year 1542 in Spain. He was a Carmelite priest who lived at the same time as St. Teresa of Avila. St. Teresa persuaded John to begin a reform of the Carmelite order in Spain. His reform was not met with a warm reception by all his brother priests. At one point, his Carmelite brothers had him incarcerated in a small, damp, and dark cell for 9 months. Members of his own religious community would take turns beating him. He was allowed to eat only bread, sardines, and water. You might think that such sufferings would have produced a bitter man. Not St. John of the Cross. He found the isolation gave him an opportunity to reflect on God's love. In the darkness of the prison, John's spirit experienced light. While in his cell, he came to understand something about the cross of Jesus Christ and how our own crosses should not be rejected or despised, but accepted as a gift from God, leading to union with God and true joy. Through his life's experience, St. John of the Cross left us with the spiritual treasures of his writings in the Ascent of Mount Carmel and the Dark Night of the Soul, two treasures of Catholic writing. In today's Gospel from Luke, we hear of St. John the Baptist sending his disciples to Jesus to ask Jesus one question: Are you the one who is to come? Remember, we just heard last Sunday in Matthew's Gospel that St. John the Baptist was in prison when he sent his disciples to Jesus. John was suffering at the hands of an evil ruler, Herod the Tetrarch. Yet this suffering did not deter John the Baptist from his desire for God. John endured and remained focused on the prize, which he came to understand was Jesus Christ, the Messiah. Like John the Baptist, John of the Cross came to understand that in accepting our crosses and denying ourselves disordered attachments, we can, by God's grace, come to union with God. St. John of the Cross had some important spiritual advice that's as important to us today as it was in the 16th century. Unfortunately, our society today emphasizes comfort, wealth, quick fixes, simple solutions, and easy living. The spiritual treasures of self-denial, mortification, discipline, purification, and asceticism are not valued by our culture. In our times, we run from the cross. St. John's advice, like the gospel, is loud and clear. If you want to find true happiness, don't run from your crosses, but embrace them as one of God's great gifts, which will lead to lasting happiness through greater union with Him. As Jesus said to His disciples in Luke chapter 9, verses 23 to 24, anyone who wishes to follow me must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. During the remaining days of Advent, let us reflect on whether we may have some desires within our own hearts and minds that may be keeping us from a closer union with God. If so, consider making a commitment to our Lord to rid yourself of that which distracts you from love, that which ruins your peace, that which prevents you from being the best person you can be. This Advent, we can benefit from the wisdom of both St. John of the Cross and St. John the Baptist by keeping our eyes and our hearts and minds focused on the prize, Jesus Christ, even in times of difficulty.